So yesterday I put out a gardening challenge video and the response was amazing. I want to thank you all. I'm going to be responding to each and every comment as soon as I get the opportunity. But today I'm going to show you exactly how I go about making sure I get my 10 minutes in each and every day, if not more, ensuring that we're going to have an abundant, prosperous 2022 in the garden. Check it out.
Wow, it's a lot, honey. So
I don't think your bowl's big enough.
but first, I have to eat, honey. I like it. Like sweet fruits, like pineapple. You know, the pineapple is kind of like a little bit sour sweet, like tastes like that.
Mm-hmm. How many do you think are here on the ground?
Whew. Look at this. If you will count, it's a lot.
So we planted this pineapple guava in our chicken run intentionally for several reasons. Number one, the tree's evergreen, keeps its foliage all winter long, provides the chickens with some shelter, places to hide out if predators like chicken hawks come into the area, which they often do. And when the fruit is perfectly ripe, it drops to the food forest floor, and you can see that many of the fruits have been pecked at. One's almost completely cleaned out. So it provides fodder for the chickens, whatever we don't harvest. Here's a nice one.
Even the people has no teeth, they can eat it because very soft.
And the third reason that we planted this variety in the chicken run was to offer the chickens a place to roost for the night. These are slow growers, so it's going to be several years before they get to a height the chickens would feel comfortable in here. But perhaps eventually it'll fulfill that intended purpose as well. Well, that's a pretty nice harvest for about 3 to 4 minutes worth of work. What do you think?
Pretty good, honey.
Hey, look. It's Matilda.
More. Oh, wow. Okay, that'll do it.
You know, this is the most beautiful day we've had so far this winter. Of course, we're only a few days in now. And we do have some clouds coming in, but we've had a lot of sunshine. And after the recent rains, everything is just looking extremely healthy. We've even got bees coming around here today. It's actually a great day to do a bit of weeding out in the garden as well. Since the ground has now softened up after these recent rains, we've got a lot of new sprouts growing up in different places where we don't necessarily want it. Got a bunch of little artichoke plants growing up over here from some of the seed heads that dropped off the nearby plant. Let me show you how easy it is to clear out a space like this in just a matter of a minute or two. So this tool right here is a gardener's best friend. It's got a few different names. One of the brand names is Hula Ho. This is a weeding tool, and this will quickly bring down, uproot young weeds like this. This is the perfect size when you want to knock them down. Even a little bit smaller is good. This is all it takes. There you have it. Practically pulls the whole thing up. Takes enough of it away to where it's not going to grow back. And it looks like I'm going deep, but it's just because I have to get under this mulch here. But you only need to go down an inch or two to pop the weeds up. And that's another reason why I love this tool, is because you don't got to dig down deep and perhaps damage some of the nearby roots from some of your fruit trees or whatever other plants may be growing in the area. Over here, I've got a patch of Bermuda grass. It's been persistent in the garden several years. It's all about getting the upper hand with grasses and weeds like this. This particular type of grass grows underneath the ground by way of runners. So if you don't get it all, it'll probably pop back up again. But I had this stuff running throughout my entire landscape at one time, and I've got the upper hand. About 98% or so of my garden is free of this stuff at this point, just by knocking it down the best I can and sheet mulching with materials like cardboard and wood chips. See, that's that runner material there that spreads under the ground. But the hula hoe pops this stuff up just a couple seconds. Anyway, guys, with tasks like weeding, it's all about timing and getting ahead of it. If you let things set and grow too vigorously and you go at it too late in the season, especially if the ground is dry, you're gonna have a heck of a time. But if you go after it when it's young and the soil is moist, no problem really. And again, I'm not worried about getting 100% of them out. That's too much stress and control, and I don't need in my life. So just do the best you can. And we got the upper hand on this area now. And you definitely don't want to throw Bermuda grass in with your compost until it's completely dead. Otherwise it's going to run through your compost pile. So I'll either throw this in the green waste recycle bin, which is what I usually do, or if it's later in the season and it's hot outside, I'll put this atop some cardboard or something, let it fully dry out to a crisp before I add it into any type of compost pile. I think I'll grab a couple cuttings of some tree kale while I'm out here as well. This is a pretty impressive specimen grown from seed. And we've got several shoots emerging. You know, pruning is an important aspect of tree collard and tree kale care. If you have too dense of growth like you see in here as we head into the spring and summer months, you're going to end up with some pest problems, some airflow problems, which could bring in some powdery mildew issues and such. So I'm just going to clear out part of the center here. Similar to like a fruit tree, you don't want that dense canopy right in the center. You want to open it up and allow the sunlight to penetrate, the air to flow through. That's going to give you a much healthier tree collard and tree kale. Just ask May May. Now that's a happy bird. And here we have both some cuttings and a harvest of some greens that we can chomp on for lunch. That's all you need to make a cutting, 6 to 8 inch cutting. Fresh cut on the bottom. And we'll stick this into a little bit of play sand or construction sand that has been washed of any salts, of course. And I just leave a couple leaves on the top there for photosynthesis. And I've never had to use rooting hormone on tree collard and tree kale for success, but I've got a little extra here from some grape cuttings that we took the other day. So we'll just go ahead and dip that in and drop that in the hole. And personally, I prefer to use tip cuttings like you see here. Each one of these tree kale, tree collard cuttings has a complete tip. But you can also use a section of the stem as well, as long as you see that there are some growth nodes on there. That's going to work to grow a new plant as well. And here we've got some lunch. Oh yeah. All right, my friends, so everything that I got done in the garden thus far, the harvesting, the weeding, the propagating, that was all done in a matter of minutes, just around 10 minutes or so. And that's really all it takes. A little bit of consistency, staying on top of things, and you'll grow the most amazing garden of your life. Now, it is a beautiful day today. We've still got probably about an hour and a half of sunlight, so I'm definitely going to spend a little extra time out in the garden today. It's a pleasure to do so. So with that, I hope you found this video helpful or entertaining in some way. If so, be sure to smash the thumb button. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. New uploads every week, sometimes every day. I'm always sharing with you everything that's growing on around here. So with that, thanks for watching. Have yourself a good one. Until next time, this is Dan from plantabundance.com. Take care. I'll be talking to you again soon.